Hey guys, it's me. It's your best friend. It's Carbot, and I want to talk about controller support for Diablo Resurrected because controller support is amazing, and it's so simple to start up. Actually, had no idea how to do controller support, but really, you just plug in the controller, press start, and then boom, you see the UI change, and all of a sudden, controller support's amazing. You gotta try it. I told my brother Sam, "Have you tried controller support?" And he's like, no. And then a couple hours later, he called me back. He's like, wow, it's amazing. You got you move around with the directional joystick, obviously. It's kind of cool because you can actually slowly walk, as slow as these guys. If you know what walk speed's like, this is walk speed on a mouse and keyboard. But in this game, you can just slowly walk. So you have a little bit more control. And there's some drawbacks and some benefits to controller support. So I'm going to talk about, let's talk about some drawbacks first, actually. You cannot aim specifically. Actually, no. Let's talk about benefits first. Let's start off on a good note. Let's talk about benefits. We'll go to Canyon of Magi. First of all, I enjoy combat way more with the controller support. It's nice to... here I'm bashing and use double swing. I got all these skills at my disposal, and I know on a keyboard you can hotkey your skills F1, F2, F3, or whatever hotkey you choose, and that's cool. But you still have to press a button and then click. You're switching skills. You're not just using a skill on a controller. You're just using skills. You're not switching skills, if that makes sense. And that's really nice to have. It feels like I find myself using more skills than I do on a mouse and keyboard. Sorry, skills more often than on a mouse on a controller than I do on a mouse and keyboard, just because they're more readily available. It saves me like a split second to just press one button than to press two, or three, because then you have to switch to another skill sometimes and whatever. So that's amazing. It's half the amount of buttons to press, and so therefore it's faster. There was a little bit of a learning curve when starting out, because I didn't know how to do certain things. But they pretty much cover everything that you can do on a mouse and keyboard, which I think is amazing. They did such an amazing job. There's still a couple things that they need to figure out, but look at them. Look at the corpse over there. Overall, they did an amazing job, and 95% of it is covered. So let's talk about like a regular attack. If I go over to an enemy and I start attacking, I'll just stop and attack at nothing, But you might have noticed there, I actually moved towards him, and I didn't even touch the joystick, because when you are attacking and they get close enough, the guy just... Oh, I'm too far away now. But yeah, you can see how he just he automatically moves towards the target if they're close enough. So you still have to move towards the target, and you will target the enemy that has a health bar above it. There's another. Let's just go into it too. Like, I'm gonna target that Hellslinger, or that one specifically. That's who I'm targeting. So the same thing goes with, I'll switch weapon here. You switch weapon by pressing on the right joystick, and now boom, I swapped weapons. And again, for range attacks, the same thing. You're targeting whoever the health bar appears, and you have a bit of control over where the health bar, or what target you are attacking, because it's dependent on the direction that you're facing. So again, I can kind of choose who I want to attack. And then I can leap attack this guy here, which is cool. I'll switch back to my swords and leap attack him, and very good. So things like leap attack are auto-targeted, and if there is no target, there's a set distance that you'll leap. It's not the maximum distance, but it's a decent distance. So it does, again, that's in the drawbacks part, but again, it's readily at your disposal, whatever, Another benefit, I don't know, I just enjoy combat altogether. Oh yes, let's talk about potions here. So potions is on the D-pad. So in some ways, again, because it's like a piano keyboard, basically, there's so many buttons on a keyboard that sometimes you lose track of where your fingers place. So you think you're hitting the right button and you're not. Like, I always have to like look down once in a while to make sure I'm hitting 3 or 4 or 2 to use the right potion, because I want to make sure my my potions are in the like I'm using the right potion, because there's so many keys on the keyboard. And that's the nice thing here, is that it works perfectly with the D-pad, because I know where the potions are, because I don't get you don't get lost on a controller per se. You know what I mean? Like, the buttons are all different enough and close enough that you don't get lost. You don't have to look at the controller. Whereas a keyboard, I mean, all the buttons look the same and they're all right next to each other, and so it's easy to get lost without looking at it. Yeah, so that's a nice little benefit. You just use a button and press to use a potion. The other cool thing too is, you see that mana potion there. It's actually darker than the other ones, because it's not actually in my belt. You see down there. Yeah, it's not actually in my belt. It's in my inventory and suggesting, do you want to use it? And that's such a cool feature. Like, you don't have to constantly put potions in your belt. Even if they're stocked in your inventory, they'll be suggested into your belt to use it. And I think that is such a genius feature to have. There's no tedious inventory management there with potions and putting potions in your belt. Amazing. Yeah, so that's that. The other thing is switching skills. I can actually switch skills on the fly here, which is pretty cool. So I have like my non-combat skills here. My find item, my grim ward, my battle orders, my shout, my town portal. It's very easy to switch skills. You just hold down left trigger and you switch to different skills, and then you let go of it and you're ready for, well, I like to divide it in like less combat-y skills and more combat skills, you know. And it makes it, again, skill management becomes, it's weird. It's easier in a way, which I didn't expect. I thought it would be more difficult. I thought, you'd only have maybe 6 skills and that's it. But yeah, and you not only can you equip 12 skills at once, you can actually equip 24 skills, because when you swap weapons, like I do with my axes here, you can see that my skill belt has changed, and then if I hold left trigger again, it's an alternate of the swap weapon version. So you can actually technically equip 24 different skills. You'll never need to do that, but it's there. It's amazing. So you have so much options and flexibility with the controller support. It's amazing that how well they did with this. So is that all the advantages, I think? Yeah, I think so. Again, I enjoy combat more with controller support. But again, I think I would find certain things more difficult, and I think I wonder if I would enjoy it more on Nightmare or Hell. I think I definitely enjoy it on Normal. Normal's great for combat on a controller, but Nightmare and Hell, you get a little bit more. Like right now, I'm trying to leap attack towards like the Unraveler there, and it's I can't specifically choose to leap attack towards the Unraveler. So I wonder if Nightmare and Hell will have. I won't like controller support as much. Who knows? We'll find out. But right now, for normal combat, it's amazing. I freaking love it. I did not expect to like it this much, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna taunt this guy. Very fun. For a more casual experience, more enjoyable. But we'll see. Nightmare Hell, we'll see. We'll find out. Yeah, so I guess that is it for the perks and the benefits. Let's talk about drawbacks now. Drawbacks, you can't aim. Well, you can kind of aim, but you can't aim, as I said, about the specific. Like, if I wanted to hit that Unraveler there, I couldn't leap attack towards him. It's very difficult to do that. I can't leap attack as far as I want to, so that kind of sucks too. Let's go to the Arcane Sanctuary. Because in the Arcane Sanctuary you won't be able to. I'll show you. So aiming is again, it auto aims, so that's a nice benefit. You know, there's a bunch of fallen running around. It becomes less annoying to try to kill them. You know, but at the same time, the drawback is it auto aims, so you can't.
Impossible.
See, I could only jump. Normally I would be able to jump to the third platform there, but with a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, that time but I can't with the controller. I think you could fix this though. I think if you held down, if you hold down left bumper, it's actually your alt. It shows items on the ground. And so if you hold down left bumper and then move with your joystick, instead of moving the character, it creates a cursor that you could aim. You could aim specific skills, teleport, leap attack, taunt, bone wall, whatever it is, you could aim. Oh, by the way, there's 3 different ways items can show on the ground, and that is by holding left bumper, by initially looting something, it'll always show for a couple seconds, and then by walking up to it, it'll show items when you walk up to them as well. So, like that, see? Shows scale mail, want the healing potion, whatever. Yeah, so another drawback. Sometimes things like this can get annoying. You know, walking in these stairs. So if there was, I think that's an easy fix too, maybe. I'm not a programmer, so I don't know. But like, if there was some forgiveness, some with the direction you're pressing on walls and stuff, so you don't get as easily caught on walls and pillars and things like that. The character navigates around it a little bit, you know. That would be helpful too, because then these things would be nicer. Inventory and town management is slower. Again, I think they did a phenomenal job anyway, but it is a little slower to manage your inventory. It still does well though. Like I'll press and hold A, and then I'll identify this. It'd be kind of cool if you press X, you drop an item. But maybe if you press and hold X, it identifies all the items in your inventory. Stuff like that. They could add to it. Your skill tree's over here, and you assign stuff to a hotkey by, you know, pressing a button, holding down X, and then you tell it what you want to assign it to. I don't want to. Oh crap! Now I have to assign it. Okay. There's no choice to unassign skills. You just have to reassign it. I'm screwing up all my attacks now. So, and it's okay. It's fine. It's actually better than I thought it would be. So I think still console users and controller users will still be okay with this. Currently, there's no. Another drawback is there's no option to. Let's go to town here. To fill your belt. They have that auto, like that smart belt thing that I was talking about earlier, where it'll suggest like a mana potion right now. As you see, it's darker. It'll suggest to use a mana potion that's actually in my inventory. But there's no quick option to fill your belt up in your inventory. And the way you should be able to do that, you should be able to, when you're hovering over, maybe you can. No, you can't. When you're hovering over the potion, you should be able to just hit the directional, the D-pad button to assign it to whatever belt slot, whatever belt slot you want to assign it to. That would be helpful too, and a quick, easy way. Or even a button where you could, no, that consumes it. Where you can auto-assign, no. Yeah, there's no like quick assign button. Because there's a quick, you can hold R3 to sort, and it'll sort my items, which is fine. It works well. It's not as pretty, because like my tomes are not together, my charms aren't together, but it's a nice quick way to do that. They should have a similar thing for the belt as well. You know, it should be like auto assign. You go on, hover over potion, and you hold down right trigger, maybe on a potion, or hold down X on a potion, and then it auto assigns all mana potions to all mana potion slots, or something like that. The other drawback here is when you're buying stuff. Let's go to this guy. You can't quickly buy on keyboard and mouse, you can hold shift and then click, and then you'll buy the max amount of scrolls you need for that. So like I have 14 identify for town portal scrolls in my tomes here. Max you can have is 20, so you would hold shift and then boom, you get 20 in those. There's no way to do that I know. You have to buy them individually. So again, if you held down, let's say X does nothing. If you held down X, it would fill up your tomes. You know, if you held down X on a potion, it would fill up your belt with that potion. You know, stuff like that. That would be a nice quality of life changes as well. But yeah, I think that's it for controller support. Is there any other drawbacks? I don't think so. It's amazing. I am so impressed here. Like they have done such a good job. Oh, if you hold that, it'll equip that item or unequipped. I think if you hold X, it'll swap to, yeah, it'll go to straight to your inventory. They did such a good job with this entire thing. Like, I'm not even talking about the graphics. The graphics are amazing. The art direction is amazing. Everything's amazing. Like, I could just go on forever about how freaking amazing it looks. Like, it's funny because this game always looked good for its time, you know. But man, like the amount of detail. I want to show you in the sewers here. Now I'm getting off topic. I really like. So you go in here. There's nothing much going on. You switch to the actual graphics. There's running water in the sewers, obviously, right? But it's in the sewers. Like it's a part of the wall art now. That's so good. Look, and they added extra pots and barrels here. It's just like it's not the same wall repeated over and over again. Like it's amazing, and you have that all throughout the game. Like they didn't just replace art; they added art, and it's amazing. I love this game. I'm so excited. Controller support's amazing. You have to try it. Again, by how you do controller support. If you're on a mouse and keyboard, just make sure your controller is plugged in, and then press the start button or the A button, whatever, and it'll switch to controller support. And all of a sudden, you're controlling it that way. I think it has to be plugged in before you start the program. I don't know, but either way, it's amazing. I have some other thoughts and feedback on the whole Diablo 2 Resurrected, but I'll save that for another video. Try controller support. I really like it. I don't know if it's for everyone. It might not be for everyone. I really like it. And I also don't know if I'll love it as much as I do in Nightmare in Hell. But I'm really excited to use it in normal for sure. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was insightful. What do you think about controller support? Have you tried it? Do you have the alpha? Are you excited? If you don't have the alpha, are you excited for what you've seen? Because there's been lots of footage out there. Let me know. I'd love to hear you guys' comments. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.